Hi, welcome to Myers ASMR. How are you? Are you relaxed? Shake off that stress and that mess. Hey, it's all coming together perfectly. It's all coming together perfectly. Just like this sweet potato curry dish that I made for Thanksgiving. It came together perfectly too. And it was my first time making it. You know, my sister and her family, and my brother even, are vegans and vegetarians, so they don't eat turkey or any meat. So I've had to learn how to cook for Thanksgiving in creative ways, and this was my first time making this dish, and I loved it. It was absolutely wonderful, and you know what? I didn't even miss turkey. Well, not on Thanksgiving Day anyways. Well, let's dig in. It's spinach. It has so much garam masala and curry. It's unbelievable. But we like those spices. And I used the basmati rice. It's so spicy. Not spicy hot, but spicy in a flavorful way. I want to cook this way on a regular basis. I modified the recipe a little bit. It called for kale, but I used spinach because I knew spinach would cook up a lot faster and get softer. You know, time flies so much. I wanted my food to be freshly cooked the day of Thanksgiving. And as it turns out, my friend and I were late arriving to my sister's because we were still cooking. Well, he was. This dish has sunflower seeds. And I like the texture of crunching them. This is genuinely good. Sometimes I think I'm too close to it. The original recipe also called for butternut squash, but I already had all these sweet potatoes, so I put a few dashes of cayenne pepper, and I love that kick. And the recipe called for a can of coconut milk, which I would not have thought of on my own. So that adds another level of flavor. It makes it, I think it's the combination of the garam masala and the coconut milk, which give it an almost perfumey taste. I can't describe it. The first time I ate it, I thought it was too much curry, but now I think it's just right. Excuse me. You know, if you take issue with the holidays' original meaning and purpose, you can give that day your own meaning, purpose, and tradition. You don't have to try to mimic whatever those people went through centuries ago. You know, you cannot possibly know what they were feeling, what it meant to them, the events that led up to them creating that holiday. That was their life, their story, and their history, not yours. So you can give it your own particular meaning, history, and story. The main thing is it's good to come together in gratefulness. It's good to come together with family in a spirit of love and kindness and generosity. and just happy to see one another. And don't worry about what people in the past did on that day a long time ago. It's got nothing to do with you. Write your own story. Write your own story. Only you hold the pen. And the great thing about the holiday now is that there's such a buildup of positivity and good energy around the world. So it would be good for you to benefit from all of that goodwill and generosity and love. I mean, this is a good time for all of us to come together in goodness. You can give any day the meaning that you want it to have. You don't have to spend any day or any time at all remembering unpleasant past events. Why would you want to dredge that up? Why would you want to regurgitate negativity and put yourself in that vibe? It doesn't serve you. Focus on goodness and pleasantness. Let the past be the past. If you feel badly about what happened to certain people in the past, send them light, love, and healing energy. But don't keep getting mad and thinking, oh, what victims they were. That's such a shame. Their spirits have moved on. They have moved on. They don't want to keep getting dragged down into that mess that they let go of so long ago. Seriously. The best thing you can do for people is to send them loving energy, healing, and light, instead of keep throwing them and dragging them back into the awful conditions that they pulled themselves up out of. Right? Remember me in my glory. Oops. Don't chain people to their painful past. luxurious dish. It's absolutely beautiful. Short Hills, New Jersey just got a new restaurant. I can't even call it a restaurant. It's like a dining, shopping. I don't know. Plaza situation. It's called Eataly. Eataly. And it's got all these different counters. And they have a grocery area, and they also sell like prepared refrigerated foods. And there was a 3-hour wait for a table at the restaurant. So I knew I wanted to try something from there. And I had already had pizza that week. So I knew I didn't want a pretty pizza. I didn't want a pastel, the pastries. So I wanted something real to eat. And I got this refrigerated prepared eggplant dish. It was only about $7. It was like the size of an appetizer. And I got one of those little panettone breads. You know, the ones that come already gift packaged. They come in like a boxy, colorful gift wrapping. Well, Eataly was selling them in a tiny, I guess, one serving size. So this was my first time trying one of them, and oh my gosh. That's it. I'm convinced. I am convinced that the food in Italy is superior to the food over here in the U.S. I am convinced, although that's a little hard to say because the U.S. is made up of so many different cultures, including the Italian culture, but I have never tasted something as delicious and flavorful as those two little snackety things that I had at Italy. It wasn't even a meal. It was just something because I just wanted to try something there because I had never been there. I knew about the location in New York, but I had never been, but I knew it was famous. So of course I had to try the one over here in Short Hills. Look, they're not paying me. These people don't even know me. But I have to tell you that eggplant dish was the best freaking eggplant dish I have ever tasted in my entire life. I am serious. My boyfriend, he didn't go with me, but I was on the phone talking to him and he was like, stop exaggerating. I'm like, I'm not. I have no reason to exaggerate. I think it was called eggplant caprese or something. I'd never even seen that type of a dish before. It was, it had a balsamic red wine base, and it had some red peppers, mild peppers, some red peppers, and some onion, I think. And of course the eggplant, it might have had pickled carrots. Oh, and tomatoes for sure. And just the combination, that when they mix that stuff up, maybe it had a little tomato sauce. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It could have had a drop of tomato paste. I mean, everything was just just had the perfect proportions of whatever Oh, it did have a few capers in it too. I hear my phone keep buzzing. I have to see who this is or what this is. I have a feeling it's just... Oh my gosh. My boyfriend is complaining about his family on Thanksgiving. Okay, I'll get back to this text message. Yeah, some people stay with the family trauma. Yeah. Anyways, getting back to Italy. Like I said, I have no reason to brag on it or to advertise it other than it was just a great place. Yes, of course it was expensive, but not everything. I mean, that little one serving of panettone bread was like less than $4. My eggplant appetizer was $7, so I was able to, eat something tasty for about $11 and change. I was gonna get a Lavazza coffee, but I said, nah, I don't need that. It was already like evening time, so, and I wasn't at work. I wasn't going to work, so I didn't feel like I needed to have such strong coffee in the evening at that, so I saved the Lavazza for another day, another time. Oh, yes. Let me drink my tea. This is from Tasso. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Wild Orange. I used this in the sorrel punch that I made for Thanksgiving, and it was a hit with my Jamaican brother-in-law. He said my sorrel reminded him of home, and he was quite thankful that I took him there. He said the proportions of the flavors were perfect and he wouldn't change a thing. And to me, now that's like one of the highest compliments you can get. Of course, I looked at a recipe, when I made my sorrel. The difference is that I added different tea bags just because, me, I love flavor, but I only used like 5 tea bags, and I think I must have had maybe a 2-gallon container. I used how many tea bags did I? Maybe it was, no, I think it might have been 6. I'm not sure, but it might have been 3 tea bags of the orange passion tea, and then 2 tea bags of peppermint tea, and of course a whole bunch of dried hibiscus leaves, a big old cinnamon stick, 3 juiced limes, 2 juiced oranges, a bag of sugar, of raw sugar, and ginger. I cut up a piece of ginger and kind of opened it up so the flavor could sink in, but not too much, because ginger can taste medicinal if you use a whole lot of it. But so that's what I brought over for Thanksgiving. I didn't make any desserts because last year nobody seemed interested in my pies and my pumpkin bread, so, and actually I'm glad I didn't, because my sister made cookies, and she also served a cheesecake, and that was enough for us. I mean, it was just a few of us, so I don't think people are like big dessert eaters like I am, but when I have a full meal, I can't eat all that dessert. And besides, I had already had my cookies waiting for me at home. These right here. Where are they? Oh, they're right here. They only bring them out at the end of the year, for the holidays. And you can find them at Whole Foods. One time I ordered them from Amazon because I was craving them during the year. These are like the absolute best butter cookies in the tin can that I've ever had. And I'm convinced it's because of the amount of butter that they use. I ate the whole top layer because I only get them at this time of year. So. But will you look at this? Look at this. Goodness, I can just smell them from here. My favorites, my absolute favorites, are these. It's something about, I guess, the raisins, and it might be a little bit of coconut in them. And then, oh yeah, these are the same ones. And then my next favorites might be these and these. So, well, I'm just gonna eat these right here. So let's dig in. These are about $12 at Whole Foods, and they're worth it. I'll put it back over here. I've saved the tins over the years, and of course it makes me look like a glutton to see these empty butter cookie tins. Oh, I think it's the amount of butter that makes these so freaking crispy. You can just tell they're from another country because the butter is richer. These are just perfection. Of course, I want some more. Oh my gosh. That was just a taste. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold back because this video is very long at this point, and I haven't even got into my reading, which I do want to get to because this is a new book for me, so I'm curious. I'm eager to get started, and I wanted to start the book right here on this channel, which I will do. never seen before. And you stand in it, and you close the door, and it's like a red light surround. And it's better to wear shades or just close your eyes because it's really bright. And it even gets a little hot in there because of all the red light. But it's supposed to help to heal your skin and your acne and your ailments. It might even relieve pain, but there's so many good benefits to the red light therapy, including, I've heard, hair growth. So I said, I really want one of these things. I mean, I struggled with adult acne and just, rough skin for a very, very long time. So oh my gosh, if anybody wants to gift me something, that's what I want. I want a red light therapy device, and they come in all price ranges and sizes and shapes and whatnot. They have one that's just like a face mask that, it has the eyes and the nose cut out, but you just put it on your face, and it only takes like 10 minutes a day to see the benefits. And that's a good start. They even have the little wands that you hold up to certain points on your face, I guess, if you have a pimple or acne or whatever. But I know I don't want to hold something and then move it over here and all of that. That's just going to be too tiring, and it's going to take too long. So the face mask, that's sufficient. But I would love to have something that also helped my hair. Anyways, that's that. That's the Christmas gift that I'm craving this year. Well, guess what the book is that I'm going to read or start reading? The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And no, I've never read this before. In school, you have to read so many things, but this was not one of the books that was required reading for me. I went to an inner city school that was mostly black students, so a lot of the authors that we read were black or Hispanic, so we did read some Shakespeare too. Alright, well, this is chapter 1 of The Great Gatsby. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved way, and I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. In consequence, I'm inclined to reserve all judgments, a habit that has opened up many curious natures to me and also made me the victim of not a few veteran bores. The abnormal mind is quick to detect and attach itself to this quality when it appears in a normal person, and so it came about that in college I was unjustly accused of being a politician because I was privy to the secret griefs of wild, unknown men. Most of the confidences that were unsought, frequently I have feigned sleep, preoccupation, or hostile levity when I realized by some unmistakable sign that an intimate revelation was quivering on the horizon. For the intimate revelations of young men, or at least the terms in which they express them, are usually plagiaristic and marred by obvious suppressions. Reserving judgments is a matter of infinite hope. I am still a little afraid of missing something if I forget that, as my father snobbishly suggested, and I snobbishly repeat, a sense of the fundamental decencies is parceled out unequally at birth. And after boasting this way of my tolerance, I come to the admission that it has a limit. Conduct may be founded on the hard rock or Martians, but after a certain point, I don't care what it's founded on. When I came back from the East last autumn, I felt that I wanted the world to be in uniform and at a sort of moral attention forever. I wanted no more riotous excursions with privileged glimpses into the human heart. Only Gatsby, the man who gives his name to this book, was exempt from my reaction. Gatsby, who represented everything for which I have an unaffected scorn. If personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life, as if he were related to one of those intricate machines that register earthquakes 10,000 miles away. This responsiveness had nothing to do with that flabby impressionability which is dignified under the name of the creative temperament. It was an extraordinary gift of hope, a romantic readiness such as I have never found in any other person, and which it is not likely I shall ever find again. No, Gatsby turned out all right at the end. It is what preyed on Gatsby. What foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams that temporarily closed out my interest in the abortive sorrows and short-winded elations of men. My family have been prominent, well-to-do people in this middle western city for 3 generations. The Carraways are something of a clan, and we have a tradition that we're descended from the Dukes of Buccleuch. But the actual founder of my line was my grandfather's brother, who came here in '51, sent a substitute to the Civil War, and started the wholesale hardware business that my father carries on today. Well, I'm gonna leave it there. I mean, it's getting interesting, and I really love good writing, good prose, good literature. I can just marinate on it and just think about all those luscious words and the combinations of them and how they paint a picture. You know, Toni Morrison was like that too. Each word just was so weighty. The Great Gatsby. I think there's a movie, right? I should see if it's on Netflix. You know what's good on Netflix that I just started watching, and I almost finished the entire series in one day, I kid you not. It's called The Madness. The Madness. So gripping, and the lead star is, I've never seen him before, but he's just so real, you know, so earnest. I mean, I don't think the part was that much of a stretch, but he still did a great job with the emotions and just how something like that could cause a person to go insane and start to unravel and maybe not make the best choices at times because they're not thinking straight. I thought he was good at portraying that. Anyways, hey, remember that it's all unfolding perfectly. Yeah. It's all coming together perfectly. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here, like and subscribe. Donate to this cause. Catch me in the next video. And remember the Christmas gift that I would really, really like, which is a red light therapy device. May you find lasting happiness.